Fotis Dulos' former girlfriend Michelle Troconis and his friend and lawyer Kent Mawhinney were both arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. We just heard from Eva. Fotis Dulos is expected in court later today. Troconis and Mawhinney will be in Stamford Superior Court as well, and here is what we know right now. Police believe Michelle Troconis helped Fotis Dulos get rid of his estranged wife, Jennifer Farber Dulos' body. Investigators say during several interviews, Troconis' responses were suspicious. And when asked about tension between her and Fotis Dulos because of problems over his divorce with Jennifer, Troconis told authorities Dulos had told her, quote, "Sometimes I hope she disappears." Now, the other person arrested yesterday is this man, Kent Mawhinney.
That was the only time we've been surprised in this file. We did not contemplate an arrest of Mr. Mawhinney.
His name came up as investigators worked to detail the activities of Fotis Dulos and Michelle Troconis on the day Jennifer Dulos went missing. Police say his name also appears on alibi scripts written by Dulos and Troconis. He denied to police he had any contact with Dulos the day Jennifer disappeared, but phone records show Dulos called Mawhinney that night. Both Troconis and Mawhinney are being held on $2 million bond each. All three defendants are slated to appear at Superior Court in Stamford at 9 o'clock this morning for those arraignments. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to dive a little deeper into who Kent Mawhinney is and more on what police say his involvement is. Live in the newsroom, Caitlin Francis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News. The arrest of Kent Mawhinney was a bit of a shock. He and Fotis Dulos' girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, are both being charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Now, we first learned of Mawhinney back in August and his connection to Fotis Dulos, but we didn't know how deep that connection was until this week. Authorities say Mawhinney represented Fotis Dulos in civil cases. The arrest warrant describes him as a personal friend of Dulos. As we mentioned, police say Mawhinney's name appeared on alibi scripts written by both Dulos and Troconis. He had denied having contact with Dulos the day Jennifer disappeared, but phone records show Dulos called Mawhinney that night. Back in August, we learned more about Mawhinney and his estranged wife. Court documents show she said Dulos tried to set up meetings and called her to talk about patching up her marriage to Mawhinney. She told police she feared for her safety and felt Dulos was working on behalf of Mawhinney to get rid of her. Now, here's another tie. The investigation led detectives to the Windsor Rod and Gun Club, which Mawhinney helped start. Documents show a couple of days before Jennifer disappeared, two hunters found what looked like a makeshift grave there. Those men told police they found barbecue grill grates which had been placed over a hole dug in the ground. Small branches had been placed to hide the pit beneath. Inside the hole, they said, a blue tarp and two unopened bags of lime. Canine teams searched the hole and the surrounding property. The hole had been filled in. They did not find signs of human remains, and the tarp and bags of lime were gone.
So it's very hard to believe someone like him will do something like this. So it's really, really unbelievable.
And that was some sound from one of Mawhinney's neighbors. Last year, Mawhinney was arrested twice by South Windsor police, once for domestic violence, the second time for violating a protective order. In Mawhinney's arrest warrant, we learned in the same time frame Jennifer went missing, Mawhinney was arrested for violating that protective order. Police say that's also when the hole was found at the Windsor Rod and Gun Club. Live in the newsroom, Caitlin Francis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.